Hi, welcome to SBR Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. It's week 15 in the NFL. It's my favorite time of the week, the Can Caddy Cash show. Jeff Cadillac last week, 3-2, again, maintaining, climbing up towards and over 55%. Unbelievable. Jeff Cadillac, very impressive. Jeff Cadillac's website, of course, is jeffcadillac.com. And for his best bet of the week, Twitter. Jeff Cadillac won. Jeff Cadillac, thanks for being back with us.
Hey, thanks for having me, Pete. As always, a pleasure to be here with you.
All right, Jeff Cadillac, you're maintaining. We only got 3 more weeks of the regular season left, and if you can, if you can hang on 3-2 each week, if you can average that, you will have answered the question, at least in the regular season. Can Caddy Cash? Yes.
Hey, I shoot for 5-0 every week.
Listen, all you got to do, 55%, and we will officially stamp the answer to this show, yes, at the end of the regular season. All right, NFL Week 15. I got the widely available lines right here, so no funny business, no messing around with stale numbers or anything. What's your first game for us this week, Jeff Cadillac?
Okay, my first game, I'm going back to the well. Cincinnati at Cleveland.
Okay, Johnny Manziel starting for Cleveland, and right now, market line, pick 'em. What do you like here, Jeff?
Well, I like Cleveland in this game. I loved Cleveland last week. Everybody knows that this year, I've been telling everybody this is not the same old bad Cleveland team of past years. And they are in uncharted waters because they are winning, and they are actually in a race for the playoffs in the AFC North. The difference between Cleveland, first of all, Cleveland over the years, whether they've been bad or good, has always given Cincinnati problems. A few weeks ago, remember earlier in the season on Thursday Night Football, Cincinnati was a heavy favorite on Thursday night against Cleveland. Remember, Peter?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
And what did Cleveland do? They went in there to Cincinnati and they spanked them. I'm telling you, they played like they were the team that was winning all these years. Last 7, Cleveland versus Cincinnati. Cleveland is 5-2 against the spread. Last 6, Cleveland and Cincinnati. Cleveland is 4-1-1. Before that one, that was Cleveland at home. Cleveland at home plays very well against Cincinnati. The dog in this rivalry in the last 15 games is 12-2-1. It is a pick'em. Line might change. I still like Cleveland. And also in the last 15 games of this rivalry, Cleveland is 9-5-1. I'll tell you something. Cleveland, for some reason, gets up against Cincinnati. Whether Cincinnati is high or low, Cleveland's high or low. It's a good matchup. I like Manziel this weekend. I think he's going to put a lot of excitement on that field. The team is pumped. They're ready. I like Cleveland in this, baby.
Jeff Cadillac, like in Cleveland, currently pick 'em. I did preview this game with Al McMorty, very sharp NFL guy. He likes Cincinnati, but hey, he's been wrong before. You've been right before. All right, what's your second game for us this week, Jeff Cadillac?
Okay, the second game of the week might be a surprise. This is a game that probably the only people that are going to be watching this game are gamblers. The New York Jets at the Tennessee Titans.
This is an interesting one. I am a little bit surprised that you picked this game. We'll see what your angle is. Right now, Tennessee +2 is the market-wide number.
Okay, I do like the Jets in this game.
Okay.
The Jets, the reason why I like the Jets are coming off a loss. But the Jets always seem to play competitive against bad teams, good teams. They give it their all. Rex Ryan is one of those coaches. He's a player's coach, and players play for him. Even though, hey, they're going to be playing for somebody else next year in New York. but right now, Tennessee, unfortunately, has every week it's a different quarterback. Now Mettenberger is hurt. You bring in the retread Jake Locker. He was supposed to be the first-round draft choice. And you also got Charlie Whitehurst, waiting in the wings. I mean, no matter who you roll up on those dice with the Tennessee quarterbacks, it's still going to be a loser. And the Jets are not going to lose to a 2-11 team. The Giants, we all know, a couple of weeks ago, they lost to a 1-10 team. This week, I'm sure Rex has got the team fired up. He says, listen, we got to go home at least with a win here. I like the Jets. Tennessee hasn't shown anything all season. You got a coach that, he's probably scratching his head thinking why he took this job, because he was the coach at Arizona that took it to the Super Bowl a few years ago. The only thing the Jets versus Tennessee, that's mostly like the toilet bowl,
Yeah.
So, but the winner will be the New York Jets. Lay the 2 points, and that's all she wrote.
Yeah, that was my thought when I saw this line come out. Tennessee is, it seems like they're in bigger state of shambles than the Jets are. All right, what's your third game, Jeff Cadillac?
Okay, my third game of the week. is the Oakland Raiders at the Kansas City Chiefs.
Okay, I have KC -10 or 10.5. Huge line here. What's your take, Jeff?
Well, know me pretty well, Peter. Who do you think I'm taking in this game?
Got to be KC, obviously.
Well, it's unfortunate that you don't know me as well as you think you do.
I don't know you. Oh.
Because I like Oakland plus 10 points in this game.
10.5 you get. All right, you get 10.5 actually.
Hey, I'll take 10.5. Oakland last week, I loved Oakland at home against San Francisco. San Francisco's in a shambles. We all know Harbaugh's going to be gone after the season. This team couldn't score points against a Pop Warner team, San Francisco. But let me tell you something. Oakland showed a lot of heart last week. I love the way they played. All of a sudden, Derek Carr is learning some ropes. He's playing well. Okay, the team is going nowhere, let's face it. Oakland is still the black hole in the NFL, unfortunately. But they do play a lot of teams competitive. If you look at that against the spread record, they might only have 2 wins in the win column straight up, but they're like 7-6 or 6-7 in the ATS column, which means that they are very competitive. They're very close. And I like Oakland plus 10.5 in this game because let me tell you something. Oakland at Kansas City, again, is another situation where, doesn't matter what the record is, and these teams go way back. But in the last 15 games, Oakland versus Kansas City, the road team is 11-4 straight up and against the spread. Last 15, the dog is 11-3 with 1 pick'em. And then last 7, Oakland at Kansas City, Oakland is 6-1 straight up and against the spread. I love Oakland. Kansas City's coming off that loss at Arizona. I loved Arizona last week. But Kansas City's offense, ever since the beginning of the season, has been playing conservatively. Mm-hmm. I mean, I watched the rewind of that game of Kansas City and Arizona, and I'll tell you something. I don't think Alex Smith threw the ball once over 20 yards attempted, and that is basically like an Achilles heel in the NFL. You have to be able to open up the offense. You have to make that secondary guess a little every once in a while. You can't always just let them sit back there and wait for you to make the plays. I like Oakland here. Take the points. Kansas City might win. I'm thinking they might win, but they're not covering no 10.5 points. So I like the points here, Oakland.
Maybe you got something there, Jeff. Cadillac, Oakland, plus 10.5. They ain't covering no 10.5. What's your 4th pick, Jeff?
Okay, the 4th pick here, we got the Houston Texans at the Indianapolis Colts.
Okay, this one right now, Indianapolis is -6.5. And I'll tell you what, you definitely love Indianapolis here. Peter, they're going to blow them out. It's not even going to be close. Take Indianapolis minus the 6.5 and, go home and go to sleep.
Hey, you know what? I couldn't have said it better myself.
Yeah, you want to just move on to the 5th game? No, all right. Let's hear your reasoning.
Okay, the reason why I like Indianapolis here is because Houston, as well as they've been playing this year, they're 7-6. They really haven't beaten anybody. I mean, who they beat? They beat the Jags, Oakland, Tennessee twice, Washington. The 2 teams that they started to make some moves, they beat Cleveland and Buffalo. But Indianapolis is not in the same class as Houston. Indianapolis at home, they've lost 2 games this year. We know they lost against Philly. They know they lost against New England. But let me tell you something. Houston is certainly not in Philadelphia or New England's class right now. 6.5 points. If Indianapolis can't beat Houston by more than 6.5 points, then they're not going to go anywhere in these playoffs. I like Indianapolis at home. Lay the 6.5 and move on with yourself.
Lay the 6.5. Gonna be a blowout. All right, what's your 5th game for us, Jeff Cadillac?
Okay, this game might be a little bit of a surprise for you, but I like San Francisco at Seattle.
All right, well, this is maybe one of the more controversial lines this week. Right now, Seattle -10 is the line. Obviously, Seattle's defense looking super dominant. Seattle almost shut out San Francisco 2 weeks ago. -10 or +10. What do you like here, Jeff?
I'm a little surprised that this spread is kind of high. I'll be honest. Everybody's probably thinking it's at 10 points, 10. It's because, hey, look, Vegas and everybody else, they don't want to, they want some money going on both sides. They don't want, if this spread with 3,
sure.
I mean, 99% of the money would be on Seattle.
Sure.
But I'll tell you something right now. I still like Seattle here.
Okay.
In the last 5 games, Seattle is 4-0-1 against San Francisco. San Francisco, we all know, I mean, they're having problems. They just lost to Oakland. Now they're going to face again the Legion of Boom. Seattle's defense is just stopping everybody. I love Seattle last week against Philadelphia. Seattle's defense, I mean, Russell Wilson, as mobile as he is, he was sacked twice against Philly. Any other quarterback would have been sacked 8 times because he is just mobile. He doesn't make mistakes. If he makes a mistake, it's like rare once in a while. He's a very smart guy. San Francisco's going backwards. I mean, when you got guys already like Frank Gore going to the press saying, how come I'm not used more and this and that, take Seattle at home. San Francisco's going in the opposite direction. Seattle's dangerous right now. Take them, baby.
All right, Jeff, I talked to a couple guys about this game who think they know what they're talking about. They all like San Francisco plus 10. They say it's too many points. Maybe they don't know nothing, you know? Legion of Boom, Seattle minus 10 is Jeff Cadillac's pick. Great call, Jeff. Awesome record all year long. Great success last week, and hopefully you can do it again. Talk to you again next week.
The SBR Network offers free sports picks and game breakdowns, big money free betting contests year-round, a real-time Vegas-style odds monitoring service, and much more. So come see for yourself. To stay updated on SBR news and promotions, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Google+, and do be sure to subscribe to the Sportsbook Review YouTube channel to catch all our daily sports shows.